This year starts with a massive winter storm blanketing almost half of this country. In some places in the continental United States, they are colder than the North Pole. And in other parts of the country, it's whiteout. Drivers urged off the roads. 100 million Americans hunkering down tonight. And our extreme weather team is out in force and right there in the snowdrift. We begin with ABC's Gio Benitez in Chicago. It is piling up. Gio.
It sure is, Diane. Good evening to you from a snowy Chicagoland. It's just getting colder and colder. 12 degrees right here, right now. It feels like 2 below zero. And this stuff isn't just fluffy, it is downright relentless. From blaring sirens in Evanston, Illinois, alerting residents to a snow emergency, to a Chicago whiteout, up to 18 inches of fresh snow in places. The Midwest is a blowing, snowing deep freeze. Officials, too, sounding a warning.
We ask that residents check on the well-being of residents, friends, and neighbors.
The city's full fleet of 287 snowplows and salt spreaders dominate the streets. Snowplows in nearby Rosemont out in force, too, looking like a choreographed ballet. Drivers operating on little sleep, a grueling job, as we found out.
Let's plow.
When it gets heavy, you just got to keep going and going and going and going.
And that's what we do. You let it build up, we'll never move it.
Lyle Richmond knows that, clearing the snow from his house over and over again. 4 times within the past 24 hours?
Probably a little less than 24 hours, yes. 4 times, yes.
The snowy mess also causing chaos in the air. More than 1,900 cancellations across the U.S. as holiday travelers try to get home. Plane de-icers working overtime. More than 500 accidents reported in Michigan. Icy roads all the way to Tennessee and even the mountains of North Carolina. This car flipped on its side on roads that look like glass. In International Falls, Minnesota, that haunting sign, 40 below zero, an opportunity to show the power of the cold temps. This egg went from cracked to frozen solid in a cast iron pan in just 5 minutes. And in a Wichita parking lot, perhaps America's most dedicated worker, gathering shopping carts in blustery sub-zero wind. And you know that chemical salt used to melt snow and ice? Well, it turns out that if the temperature is below 20 degrees, it's pretty useless. But one guy who may need it tonight is ABC's Ron Claiborne. He's live outside Boston tonight. Ron, good evening to you.
Hey, Gio, I'm in Cohasset, Massachusetts, south of Boston. You know, as bad as it was where you are there in the Midwest, it could get even worse here as that storm system that you experienced joins with a system coming up from the south to form a very potent nor'easter here in the Northeast.
It started with a light powdering coating the Northeast, and then it came roaring in. A powerful nor'easter that pounded the Northeast, all the way up to Maine and far inland. In the Boston area, traffic ground almost to a halt on many major highways, and everywhere roads were littered with accidents and spinouts. A pickup truck flipped onto its side in Maine. A semi beached on a highway median, in this photo tweeted by the Massachusetts State Police. And a Massachusetts State Police car victim of a fender bender. In Boston, a snow emergency was in effect. Schools closed, street parking banned, government workers sent home early. In New York City, the heavy snow wasn't due to strike till much later.
Don't panic. Everything will be fine. You'll make it.
The storm was a kind of tale of 2 cities and 2 mayors. Boston's Tom Menino, 4 days from leaving office after 20 years.
I guess Mother Nature wanted to give me one more gift. A snowstorm.
And New York City's Bill de Blasio in office for just his 2nd day.
It would have been nice to have a nice, calm first day, but we have snow on our mind, and we are focused like a laser.
Also on the mind of New York officials avoiding a repeat of last year's February blizzard, which saw motorists stranded on highways. Late today, New York's governor declaring a statewide emergency and banning all traffic on 3 major interstates near New York City, effective at midnight.
And this is really the epicenter of this nor'easter, this area from south of Boston, including all of Cape Cod. This area is expected to get at least 15 inches of snow before this storm leaves sometimes Friday late morning. And that's just the first, Diane, of a 1-2 punch. That second punch is going to be temperatures plunging down, Diane, into the single minus digits. Very cold here in New England coming up.
We can tell how frigid it is. Thank you so much, Ron Claiborne, and thank you, Gio, as well.